We are recording episode 60 of the 9 to 5 Fitness Podcast. That is not a frothy that Gab is tucking into. It's an Oxy Shred Ultra Energy drink.
Tastes decent.
Speaking to your mic while you're at it, please. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for joining us today. We've got a big podcast.
Big guest today
of us.
Yeah, just us. No one else wanted to come on.
I might start doing like monologues and stuff, mate. Just kick you off and just speak down the barrel of the camera.
I'd rate that, yeah.
No, I'm not going to do that. What's been happening? Oh, how'd you sleep? Shit.
Fuck. You know, we did that one podcast where we didn't even realise we forgot to ask each other how we slept. It's
Did
like
we?
the only podcast that has ever happened.
Really?
And someone caught on to it. And it's like, shit, that's actually really bad because we didn't even notice.
Yeah, didn't even notice. I think recently I've had so many people ask me how I've slept. Like
Really?
people that I know.
Yeah.
Because they listen to the podcast. Shout out to
funny.
you.
Haha. How did I sleep? Yeah, just got the job done, I guess. You know, 8-hour type job. What about you?
Yeah, nah, same. To be honest, nothing really to report on the sleep. Did we have a good week? What did we get up to?
Fuck all, I think. I don't know. What have we been up to, dude?
We went to Flight Facilities, which was big. It was large on Saturday.
Yeah, large one.
Had a good go.
I hadn't had like a proper night out since we went out with Prime.
Yeah.
So that hectic weekend. So it was good to kind of save up the brain cells a little bit and just unleash for one good night.
We did unleash.
I think that's the way to do it, mate. It's like you've worked. This is why I work. I would work and work. I'd train and train, kind of thing.
At the end of that 6 months.
Yeah, except we did. Yeah, no, none of that, lads. But it was really good.
It was good. It was such a good night out, and we did work for it. I came in pretty hot from footy.
You were saying, remember what we said before BTC? It's like, don't anticipate that this will be the best night of your life because it won't be. But you said in the lead up to it, like, this is shaping up to be a really good night. Yeah. And it actually ended up being better than you kind of calling it early.
I suppose I knew things that you didn't in terms of like the group we were going with.
Yeah.
Because it was originally just you, me and Steve kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I knew I had a group of like 15 other people.
And it was unreal.
Who were going to be there. Yeah. And we can't normally link up with them. And it's a really good group.
Oh, mate, I couldn't fault a single individual in that group except maybe one or two.
Except 15 of them.
Yeah, except the whole bloody bunch.
So
it was really good fun, mate.
Yeah.
First time on the drinks in a while. Got pretty sauced that night. Ski goggles were on, shirts were off, wearing a seatbelt. Just looking like an absolute fuckwit and having a crack kind of thing.
Yeah, you looked like you would king hit someone, but you're not that kind of guy.
Oh, mate, yeah, would not touch anyone.
It's the vibe. Yeah, no, we are lovers, not fighters. And then we ended up at the Dirty Swan.
Oh, the Dirty Swan.
Which was feral.
Provided.
Yeah, but it was good.
Yeah, it
Couple
was
of
good.
Beers.
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed lately is when I'm standing at a bar like the Swan, there was one in the Gold Coast as well, there's a certain smell that the beer pipes put out, and it smells like vomit, and I dead set almost munt every time I'm buying a beer at those places.
Really? It's a feral smell?
Yeah, it's like vomit, like really acidic.
All I remember about the Swan was rocking up dressed like a complete fuckwit. I had a Gucci tee on, a bum bag, and ski goggles on, looking like an absolute piece of work. Like if I saw a bloke dressed like that in the club, I'd think, who the fuck do you think you are, you absolute wanker? And I was dressed like that guy. And no one questioned it the entire night.
There was one person who kept trying to touch your goggles.
Yeah, it got pretty hectic. It was like 2 a.m. Not to big note myself or big note anyone, but yeah, mate, I reckon that was the time I've been asked for the most photos in my life. Like there was a genuine line of kids just wanting a selfie, which is, mate, fucking magical. And
all good kids as well.
All good kids, just dressed like a complete tosser. And I was loving it because no one was questioning it. And I just got to express myself with the way I wanted to dress. And it was really good. And the only person who questioned it was this old lady, 50, 60-year-old unit. And she came up and started like touching me. She's like, why are you wearing that?
She kept trying to grab him. Yeah.
She kept trying to grab him. I'm like, bitch, get the fuck off me.
Yeah,
like,
you literally just
just get the fuck off me. And that was the only one who questioned it the entire time. But yeah, really good night. I'm trying to think if anything else happened. I think that was the first night I kind of took like a bit of a break for a few months or weeks off of the dating game and just like doing all that kind of stuff. So this was the first time I kind of allowed myself to do that. So it was good to have a crack for the first time in a little bit.
Meet some lovely women, had a few chats, maybe even got a kiss.
Oh, sorry, a bit spicy that water there.
Yeah, it was good fun, and the whole night was just an all rounder,
Yeah.
wasn't it? And then we've back on the horse this week.
Yep, that's right.
Grinding.
The thing, like nights like that make me just want to go out every single night. But I just know if going out and drinking becomes a core part of my week, then I will just like achieve nothing because it's like that fun going out and all that shit, you know, like getting with chicks and being with mates and listening to music and getting pretty sauced. But like if you do that long term and it just accumulates, like fuck, it just messes you up so much. Like I hate to be a party pooper, but it does fuck with you that much. And
I think it's good to kind of have like a real big crack like we did at an event, and then that kind of settles you for like a while. Like, yeah, I want to go out this weekend, don't get me wrong. It's Friday, it's 1 o'clock on a Friday when we're recording this. I'm ready to tuck into some beers, but we're not going to because we had like a great night last week.
Yeah, I don't know, it's a difficult one because there's one argument, like I'm young, I want to have fun, make the most of these years, but I also like need to, you know, I want to perform in the gym with the powerlifting, obviously with your footy, and the drinking and going out lifestyle isn't congruent with achieving things. So it is a really hard trade-off. I don't know what the magic number is of like achieving that balance. I don't think you should completely cut it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to get into a bit of mental health chat in a bit, and I think that's a perfect balance or trying to understand where you are at kind of enjoying yourself from a drinking perspective, but then also kicking your goals. And
I see a lot of people, I don't want to name names or make anyone feel bad, but like every Instagram story they post is like them with a beer or at a pub. It might be like a Tuesday afternoon or something. And it's like they're uploading something of them drinking alcohol. And like, I'm not judging you or anything, but like, fuck, it's like every time you upload, like 4 times a week you're drinking. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to be the one to intervene there, but...
You know, I reckon like when I had like the most to drink in my life was through one of the lockdowns, and I was just like working up on the mum and dad's farm, or just like staying up there. I think it was before we moved out, and it was just so easy to just have a beer or two at the end of each day because you're like working pretty hard, and you just crave like a beer, a cold beer. And I reckon, you know, a few weeks of like consistently drinking, my mental health would have fucking halved by like 50%. Oh, it's so bad.
And I think the more you drink, like the more you want to drink as well.
Yep. Yeah, totally.
So like that would have been the first time in a month for me, and I probably had like 15 standards or something like that. And if you kind of average that across the month, it's quite manageable. But if you're having those, because for me, I'm someone, when I drink, like I want to drink properly. I don't want to have like 2 standards or something. Like I want to have 15, 20 standards. But if I do that 2-3 times a week, that's a lot.
Yeah, I think well, like this week for me, I'm really looking forward to doing fitness stuff. Go for like a 10K run or something on Saturday morning, and like do kind of like making that as your drinking kind of thing. You know, like trying to really appreciate it and not thinking of the gym or thinking of exercise as you have to do it. It's like it's such a privilege to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And trying to make that your night out.
You ever gone out completely sober?
Nah.
You haven't really?
Oh, maybe. I not that I remember.
Yeah, fair.
Have you?
That's crazy. Is it like?
I mean, I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but it wouldn't have been like a big night.
Yeah, fair. No, I've actually done it plenty of times. I think I've had some of my best nights, like real like 5 a.m. crack sober. And I don't know, especially if you're like talking to girls and stuff like that. I think sometimes if I drink too much, I can't even string a sentence together. Yeah. Whereas if I'm sober, like I've got the brain on, I can actually chat. I think there's a big thing to do with like personalities as well. Like I can go to the pub. If it's you and I'll go to the pub and have 2 drinks and like go home happily. Normally I can't though. Yeah. Like if I'm going to the pub, it's like, okay, we'll have 4, 5, 6. Yep. And the rest. And the rest and so on. And it like for me, it's just about understanding my personality. It's like, I know I can't go to the pub and just have 2. With you, I probably can, but with other mates, I can't. Yep. So it's just like, well, just don't go. Or the people who suddenly have a personality when they start drinking. Nothing worse. We've got some icks today. Yeah. And I reckon that could be one of them. Yeah. Now I've got a black eye. I was about to mention that. Touching on it. I got another one. I swear every podcast I get a black eye. I was tackling someone on the weekend, first 2 minutes, and they put their head back and it went straight into my eye and it hurt a lot. Yeah. That's my update. Is it getting better? Kind of, but I bet I'll hit it again in round 1. And how is your footy? How are you feeling with it as a general? Obviously, we don't want to get into it too deep. We like to let the footy do the talking, as Hugo says. We don't want to speculate too much, but are you feeling good with it? Yeah, feeling really good. I think my body's never felt better, and that's like, you know, put together with
I'd say like my diet, my sleep, my training, but also like, look, to be honest, Turk. I feel really good on Turk.
Yeah.
And I'm like not shying away from that at all.
Yeah.
I feel incredible on it. Look, it's expensive. Don't buy it if you can't afford it, but it's like a little percentage that I really think has helped me.
And yeah, just like even that and just putting you in the mindset of optimizing like a lot of different variables in your life. Like for me, obviously like sleep, nutrition, training, sauna, Turk, like all sorts of supplements. Like the other one I introduced recently was just like cutting out chronic stresses and like people that might be kind of toxic or stressing you out or don't really serve a purpose and they're just kind of bringing you down. Doing that, it was kind of like a savage move, but like made things so much better in my life. So it's like kind of optimizing all these different variables to create like a really good output. But yeah, it sounds good for you in these early stages. So hopefully you have a bit of a breakthrough season.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to come and watch your game as well.
What is it, round 1 we're going to watch? Is it a
round
night
2,
game?
I think,
Round
hopefully,
2.
night game.
Cool.
Yeah,
and you're also on the Snapchat train?
Yeah, on the Snapchat train. You were kind of pestering me about it. You're going, come on, mate, you got to get on. And I was like, I don't really have the confidence. I'm scared of what people think, scared of what people... And then I said, fuck it.
Yeah.
So I unadded like pretty much everyone I had on Snapchat except for close mates.
Yep. And girls.
Yeah, girls. And then, I've started posting on Snapchat. So you can add me at Lewis Phillips.
Snapchat's good because I keep the high quality, more professional stuff for Instagram. And then I just go ham on Snapchat and just fucking shit post. I swear I'm fucking filming everything and anything. And it's just good fun. So if you do like more controversial content, I think from both of us, you can add Louis. I think it's Louis Phillips 12.
Nah, just Louis Phillips.
Just Louis Phillips.
Yep.
Forget the 12. And for me, it's Anabolic Gabe. So simple as that. You can add us. You probably, if you listen to the podcast, you probably already got us added, honestly.
Better
but
be there.
Yeah.
Cool. Like now
I'll just check the.
Oh yeah. Yes. Just keep it going. Yeah. We'll get into the mental health.
Yeah.
Now we haven't really touched on this in a while. I think it's been such a busy last few months. So it's good to come back to our roots of podcasting and actually talking about mental health and in particular men's mental health, I suppose. So first question I've put down on the run sheet is, how are we feeling? How are you feeling in that regard?
I think I'm feeling better, but not 100% of where I know I can be. Definitely like not in a bad spot, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I was not in a really bad position, but like not like I could notice like I wasn't as good as I was before. So I think last year, like I wouldn't even known what like bad mental health was. And I think kind of come August, September, that's when like I was like, shit, what is this thing that's like, it was real weird. I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. I don't think I was necessarily like properly depressed or had like hardcore anxiety, but I think I had like bits and pieces of that. And I don't know, like I feel definitely better than what I was there, but I still don't feel like 100% of what I felt before that. And there's a few different little things that happen in there, which we'll get into, but I think I'm on like a kind of upwards trajectory here, and I just need to continue working on myself in a few different activities and things like that. And like, what would you say your kind of status is?
Yeah, now I feel great. I feel great, to be honest. I'm about 12 months on from a breakup that fucking rocked me. And like, I think we did pretty well through our breakups to kind of talk about it on podcast stuff and like keep a pretty strong face about it. But in actual fact, like I was a fucking mess.
Same.
I checked into a therapist, which, you know, you don't have to be a mess to check into a therapist, but like, it really rattled me. And I'm kind of 12 months on from that now and only just starting to feel very comfortable with the fact I'm single and, you know, living life by myself and times by myself. So I'd say my mental health has been the best it has in a long time. And I think that's...
No, you do seem like you're in like the best place I've seen you in for definitely since like the last 12 months or like the last 10 months kind of thing. So I'm really happy to see that. But there was like... I remember last year there was kind of another hiccup between you and I. Do you want to get into that a little bit? Just like touch on it?
Yeah.
We won't go into specifics, but like Louis and I are obviously a core part of each other's lives. And when things go wrong, like we're always kind of chatting about it. But like as we've got such like an intense relationship, like housemates, business partners, best mates, fucking everything, all your eggs are in one basket. Like we do have like a fair share of arguments and kind of probably every 2 months or something, there'd be like creative differences and things like that. Like,
yeah, it just turns into a firm discussion, which is fine. Like we can both manage that and hold it. But I think this one time it wasn't kind of conducted in that manner. And, you know, you have to run a business, create all this content.
Sometimes I can be like a bit of a CUNT and just like throw friendship out the window, and I'm just like concerned about numbers and shit. And like, I think at the time, like I communicated in like a really bad way, and that was definitely like the worst argument we've had.
And I think the hardest part was trying to continue the business on top of that and make it so that it was a really background kind of thing. Because at the end of the day, like, you don't want people to find that shit out. Obviously, you know, 10 months down the road, it's easy to talk about, but I think it, like, on top of all that, we were both dealing with shit, and then that just compounds mental health. That was just like,
that was so hard, and we were like, fuck yeah. We don't want to get into it too much, but that was like one of the toughest times for me. Like, forget the breakup. That was probably worse, to be honest. Like, girls, they come and go, but we've been in each other's lives since like we were 12. Something like that. And fuck, that was like the toughest time.
It was hard because we had to like keep it kind of pretty under wraps.
We didn't want to tell anyone.
Because like, at that point we were really growing on social media and stuff, and it's like people are looking to tear you down at any opportunity. You know, like literally not close people, but acquaintances and stuff as well. They want to see you fail.
They're looking for any chance.
So you have to have that in the back of your mind, but you're also trying to like kind of get mates or go to other mates and talk about it. But like we talked through it and we got through it. It took a lot longer than usual.
That one was definitely the worst out of them all. But I think like these disagreements are healthy, not necessarily that one, but like a fiery conversation or a disagreement or an argument, I think is just a reflection that you both care about something. So it wasn't the Inspired Unemployed who had a chat about it. Like, they have their fair share of arguments as well.
Well, I was listening to one of their podcasts, and they put it so well in that, like, they were in a bathroom once. They were like loving up, like we always do, you know, on a night out, we have a couple of beers. Like, fuck, I can't believe we're in this position. Like, we're so fortunate. Like, I'm so proud of what you and I have been able to do. But on the contrary, they also have arguments and disagreements, and that comes down to their personalities. And I think that's the same with us. Like, I'm not as numbers focused, like maybe a bit more relaxed in some regards, and not as stressed out. And you're like very business driven, and like, you know, the exact KPIs we need to hit and stuff. And if we don't hit them, then it's like, well, what the fuck's happening? And like, whose fault is that?
And I think that's important differences to have in the dynamic. And I think, you know, those arguments are going to be normal. If you don't have an argument every now and again, it just shows like, I don't think you're that passionate about it. So as long as you like resolve it in a constructive way, and I think we always end up better from it as well. But like, that was one of the core events for both of us that like really took a toll on the mental health as well, because we're such core parts of each other's support network.
We were stubborn about it as well. Two of the most stubborn people in Melbourne going at it, going head to head.
We filled each other up with all this dating advice to each other, and we're just using it on each other. So like, it was literally like the Cold War. It was like, no, I'm not fucking texting you first. I'm not apologizing first. No, fuck this guy.
I ain't doing shit. Fine then.
Yeah, he's in the wrong.
Can take two to play this game.
But before that, man, like, I was just happy as Larry. I was like 100% happy all the time. And I was like, fuck, what is this, bro?
Yeah, 100%. And like lockdown and stuff and COVID, I think was a thing. And, you know, looking back, like, I feel fucking robbed of the time we lost through COVID. Like, 100%. I feel genuinely robbed. It's like 2 years when I went into COVID, I was a baby. I come out with, you know, all these issues, like,
what the fuck,
all this shit on my plate, all this
PTSD.
Responsibility. COVID was our norm. So and I think it's good to recognize that, and you can kind of act on it.
For me, like, through COVID, like, that's when I had like a long-term girlfriend. Like, we kind of met each other and then started seeing each other and got like really close to each other. And like, I feel like COVID kind of intensified that relationship, and you know, you're seeing each other most days during the week, watching movies. You're the only, when like Dan would announce stage 17 lockdown and you can't fucking walk outside, we were the only ones there for each other, so we made it like so much better for one another. But then when we broke up, that was like so rough, because over that 2 years we'd gotten like so close together, and then we broke up. It's like, far out, what do we do now?
What do you think was the hardest part of the breakup for you?
What do you mean by that? Like,
well, like, I know like yours is probably a little bit more drawn out than mine. was it at the first breakup was the most difficult, or like do you regret kind of continuing to see each other a little bit?
Yeah.
I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but
No,
like what do you think
like
crushed you the most?
The first part for me was like, it didn't seem real. I was just like, oh no, we'll get back together. Like I'm sure a few couples have had this where like you break up and it's just for like a day and then you get back together. I just thought it was one of those.
Yeah.
But it happened like every, I don't know how relatable this is, but like when she wanted to talk, I didn't want to talk. And she was like, oh, you want to go for a walk? Result, I'd be like, no, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then when I'd want to reach out, she'd be like, nah. So and it did that for like so long, and it just like got drawn out over no reason. It was like almost like a little reason to start with. So like it didn't seem real at the start just because I thought it was one of those kind of false breakups. But then like it got so drawn out where it was like, okay, we're not actually together anymore. And it was like super drawn out. Like there'd be like weeks where we wouldn't speak or see each other or anything. And then she'd ring me up and then I'd answer and we'd go and keep seeing each other for a bit. And it just did not help whatsoever. But it's almost like a drug, right? Like because you're so close to each other and you've got all these feelings for one another. In the short term, like it feels so good and it feels like the solution, but it's not leading you anywhere in the long term.
And the more you do it, the more you want it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where like I wouldn't like reach out at all, but like whenever she'd ring, like I just want to like know what she had to say just because like I care so much still. And so I don't know, I didn't have the power to kind of like just give that signal of like, no, stop calling me or whatever. Like I still wanted her to call me and I still wanted to answer and ring up just because like I care what she has to say. I care how she's doing, like all that kind of thing. So like I don't know, I kind of wish I stopped doing that earlier just because I feel like I'd be in a better position now, but hindsight's a great thing. And
yeah, it is a beautiful thing. I remember, so through mine, you and like a couple of other mates are pretty strict on like, no, you're not contacting her. You fucking move on. Like get on it. And at the time I was like, this sucks. I hate my mates. Not actually, but I was like, oh, like I won't tell them if I go and see her. I didn't. Like I didn't go and see her or anything. And then, like best thing that ever happened to you. Whereas with you, I was like, mate, I totally get how you feel. Dude, go and see her. Yeah, literally. Do you ever wish I was a bit more tight on it? Or?
No, I was so dumb. Like, I don't know. I feel like I don't know, because it just like feels like the right thing at the time. But you look back on it and it's like, damn, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
So like I could have been in such like a better position now, but I don't know. It definitely didn't help, and it definitely doesn't make me feel great about myself like afterwards. But during like that time, it just feels elite, like euphoric, magical. Like
you're pretty headstrong about it as well at the time. There's not much that anyone can say to.
Oh mate, I'm smoked by. But there'd be times where I'm just with my mates, and then I get the call up. I get the call up to the ones, and I'm nowhere to be seen.
Yep.
But at the moment, like past few weeks, it's been very different. But I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird one.
It is. It's a weird one and a difficult one, and I suppose there's not like it's horses for courses, as we say, and like there's not really any advice we can give on people going through this situation, is there? Like it's so personal, and it's such a process that is individual.
What I noticed for me after that was like I went through stages where I'd like see other people and whatnot, but it just like didn't help. So I like purposely put myself on a bit of a ban from all that stuff just to like focus on myself for a bit and get some clarity. So I kind of did that, and I think that was really necessary, not hopping on dating apps or just like DMing girls or responding to things. I just like needed to take a bit of a break from everything. So
sorry, go on.
No, I think that really helped, and I think I'm at a stage now, like last weekend and stuff like that was kind of the start. So I think I'm in like a more clear position now, I'd say. But like I go through that stage where it's like the last thing you want to do is talk to anyone else kind of thing. It's almost like this transitionary stage.
I find it's almost like you almost loathe the person you're talking to sometimes. It's like I'm not in this situation anymore, but kind of back in the day, when I was fresh out of breakup, it's like you're talking to girls and stuff, and it's like, fuck, I just don't care what colour.
I don't care. I just want to know what your favourite colour is.
Yeah, I just want to know what my ex is doing, kind of thing. But then you start to be interested in what their favourite colour is.
Whereas after a weekend, or what we did on Saturday, it's like,
I want to learn all about you.
Yeah, mate. It's unreal. Like, just kind of wakes you up to like what else there is in the world to get, I don't know, other opportunities and things like that. Just like kind of you get your self-worth and your confidence back in what you're actually capable of. So that's really helped for me. And I think, I am on that upwards trajectory again. I kept it very quiet, like the struggles I was going through. But yeah, I don't know, the like relationship type one is like a huge toll.
Yeah. And I think that, like, because we tried to be as transparent about it and as comfortable, we're talking about what we were comfortable with on podcasts and on social media to kind of help others through, because we saw that had like a big impact on other people, and it still does, and people still come up to us and say, you know, thanks so much for talking about this kind of stuff. But like we were suffering. Oh, really? Yeah. We fucking hated our lives.
I remember a time after we went up on a night out, and it was it was a night out, and then the next morning, like Joey Woodley came over as well, and I just like broke down in tears in front of everyone. I think you guys were there, just like a bit awkward, like, fuck, what do we do? He's like crying, like probably, I don't know how I'm like viewed by other people, but probably not someone who cries, I don't know. And I was just like, fuck, uncontrollably, but it was kind of like liberating as well. They couldn't know like this was like quite a few months ago as well. It's like kind of the peak of the real sad emotions, but it was full on.
Yeah, it wasn't. I remember that. Fuck, that was a shit night.
Yeah,
that was. We were talking about this the other day. The worst night of our life.
Probably the worst, like top 3 bad nights of my life.
I think it's number 1 for the worst night of my life.
Yeah. Whereas Saturday night, I reckon, was the best night I've had in a year.
Oh yeah, definitely for me.
Yeah, like top 5 all time, I might say.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was a cracker. So you win some, you lose some. I don't know. Do you have anything else on that topic? Just
like, I'm sure there's a lot of people going through or have gone through similar situations like this. The modern game of dating these days is real weird. I don't know. It's just, I feel like in the old days it would have been way more simple. Just like going up to whoever you thought was like cute on a night out, and it's kind of straightforward from there. Whereas now you got like social media, and there's all sorts of games, and you know, people, how many people are they talking to, stuff like that. Are they being genuine? It's just like so convoluted. And like, I'm not someone who is just going to be pen pals and text the whole day. Like, I can't totally be fucked with that. Like, I prefer like a real life thing. And so I just really prefer like the real life interactions over kind of like the online. Yeah, I think that's a good one to finish on for that topic. We hope you're doing all right, people. Yep. Now, NTF product plug. Yeah, we need to keep a roof over our head. We do. We are wearing some elite jumpers. The weather is cooling down here in Melbourne. I'm not sure where you guys are from, but it might be cooling down there as well. But we have these really nice jumpers. They're kind of like an athletic fit. Perfect for the gym. They really like show off your gains. You look absolutely huge in them, and they're real warm. Just stylish, really simple logo. Yep. And yeah, just got us thinking about like our apparel brand and how like there's risks involved. You need to invest a serious amount of money, everything like that. I was thinking like I've seen some people create like apparel brands recently. They've popped up on my Instagram and stuff. And I just think if you are out there creating just an apparel brand, like there's no kind of like influence behind it, like you're not trying to create a personal brand, it's just apparel, I have a lot of respect for you, because that is difficult. It's really hard. And I think the only reason why people bought our stuff to begin with was because they're like fans of our content, and like they want to buy into the brand as well, which is why it had a bit of momentum behind it, and we can keep doing like new drops and things sell out. But like, yeah, to actually stand out in the apparel scene is so difficult. And I'm sure there's quite a few people listening that have either thought about or in the process or have started up an apparel thing, but it is bloody hard because like you need to get the right samples, and most of the time at the start you spend hundreds of dollars on samples, thousands of dollars, and they're shit when you first start. And it takes a long time to refine it, and then you got to order things in certain minimum quantities, and there's shipping, and everything just gets really expensive. We get people messaging us like, oh, who's your supplier, who's it? It's like, dude, we're not going to tell you that. Like, do you know how spent like thousands we have worked to get that? Like, we're not gatekeeping, but you need to do your own work. Yeah. You need to sort this out yourself. Like, we're not just going to give you the key. Yeah, seriously. Like, I remember when we first started the business, like this was way before TikTok, but we're like, oh, we want these shorts, we want this singlet, we want these socks. And they send down the samples, and like, fuck, I wanted to Yeah, I was so pissed off. Like, we'd spent like $500 on it, and they were so shit.
They just took us for a ride,
Mate,
didn't
they just took our money.
and just like produce whatever.
Yeah, so we got rid of that supply pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So it took a while, but like we got really good ones now, and we've actually just done like a big order for our latest drop. There's going to be some new colors of the compound shorts coming out, the most popular item. There's going to be a bunch of new tank tops, just a bunch of new colors of everything, of the most popular items. We also have a female apparel range that is in the works. Should be a few months off, but it's all really exciting, and we're excited to bring you guys these products.
Yeah, bloody oath. We've also got programs.
Yep.
I don't know, what are you?
We've chatted about it in previous podcasts. We don't want to chat about it for too long, but Louis trains like an athlete. I train like a powerlifter / bodybuilder. If you want to get strong but also jacked, you can buy my power building program. If you want to be explosive but also aesthetic on the field in your chosen sport, then you can buy the athletic program.
Perfect.
If you use code podcast, you'll also get 10% off.
Right. Now, do you remember back in the day, the good old days when we were self-conscious little boys? What was it, year 8 or so?
Something like that, yeah. No, year 10.
Year 10. We were little babies, and the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge was going around, and it was the biggest thing, and you knew when it was your time to go.
Yeah.
It was time to go. And it took a while for me personally to get nominated.
Oh, I remember you were a bit late. Did I nominate you? Or
No, I thought I nominated you.
Maybe you did.
We'll bring it up.
Maybe
anyway,
I was that late.
Maybe
Jeez,
you were
that's
late.
Shocking.
Could be wrong. But so you work all summer because you're about to get your rig off.
Yeah.
Rig out on social media. You're going to sit there. I did it with my top off, which you're not meant to do. So I made it all about me. And they're going to dump this amazing cold water on. And you are going to flex it up. You're going to get to speak to the camera and say, I nominate XYZ. And you can tick that one off and watch the likes flow in.
Yep.
I just remember the stress behind waiting to get nominated. I don't know about you, but
Because you didn't want to be too late. Like you want to get nominated quick, smart. Otherwise, it just shows you got like no mates.
yeah,
I was someone who didn't have many mates, so I think I did get nominated quite. I don't think too late actually. I probably punched above my weight for how early I got nominated. But yeah, the idea was, because there's probably a lot of younger listeners who didn't know what the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge is, but it was to raise awareness for ALS. And the idea is you'd get a bucket and someone would pour it over you and you go, you'd say, thanks to Louis Phillips for nominating me.
Yeah.
I nominate Cal the Dragon, fucking Charlie D'Amelio, blah, blah, blah. And you
Addison
name
Rae,
off
all
however
the
many
boys.
mates you got. If you really wanted to flex how many mates you got like 14 people tagged in it.
legend.
But yeah, it was unreal. A sign of the times, I think.
A sign of the times, just nervous little babies running around. I remember my sister, it was her go for it, and she nominated someone, and it was and I was going to dump the bucket of water on her, and I've gone to absolutely load up on this bucket, like little skinny me. I've brought it around my head like this, and my hands just slipped. I've just let go, and I've just smacked her on the head with the rim of the bucket. There's tears. It wasn't a good ALS Ice Bucket Challenge series, but it was. We got it done on round 2. I think she had to dry off.
Mate, I had a look at yours, and there's just a lot going on your one. It's I was pissing myself at it.
We'll overlay it for the podcast.
This one's mine. Let's have a look at yours.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks for the nomination, Zach. I nominate Louis Phillips.
Your voice hasn't changed.
Rachel Ritchie, Ross Stevenson, and Gab Chan.
Oh, you did nominate me!
I nominated you.
Fuck, look at that rig. The Bonds undies.
Look, got the ring
the
out.
names you've nominated as well. Your voice hasn't changed a bit. You got your sister laughing in the background, and the funniest thing was you got your dog barking in the background. I'm pretty sure your dog died. I'm sorry, it's a touchy subject, but you can't.
Next day,
Dog's name is
motherfucker was
Django.
dead.
You got the exact replacement. You got your old dog's brother. There was this dog barking around. You go, Gatsby, stop it. Gatsby's dead. I haven't heard that name in a while, but there's just a lot going on in that video.
Gatsby didn't listen, mate. So he shot him. That was the end of Gatsby. I reckon we get yours up, because yours is a bit of a scene. You think there's a lot going on with mine, but yours we can't hear you.
No, you can. Pump up. Fuck. Mate, we got my dad and we got Junior. He was this fucking beast of a player. It was after a soccer game. Pouring an esky. Look at the delts on him. Look at the arms. Just look at the sheer frame. Look at the haircut.
We'll have it up on the screen if
my
you guys.
balls genuinely didn't drop for the next 2 years. So I had that voice up until I was 18.
Yeah.
Fuck, mate. I forget that most of our followers are this age.
Same babies. Oh, you guys have so much to learn.
Mate,
I love that your dad's in there, like the support.
Yeah, mate,
He's up
dad's
on the
in
stool.
there at every soccer game wearing the beanie and the jacket.
Yep, hurling abuse. So you were late to hit puberty, weren't you?
Real late.
Me too.
No, like I grew tall. Like I had my growth spurt pretty early on, but nothing else hit.
I remember being like genuinely nervous about it. I reckon I would have been year 10, year 11.
Yeah.
And I remember kind of like mum making a joke out, oh, you never hit puberty. And I remember hearing that and going, fuck, I'm not hitting puberty. Like, I'm not going to have any hair on my balls. Like, how am I going to explain this?
Yeah, I reckon I got the pubes pretty early. The pubes and the growth spurt pretty early. And then like the voice and just like generally developing body-wise, face-wise. I still look like a little baby. Yeah, real late. And that's pretty much why I didn't have my first kiss till real late, 16 or something like that.
I remember like playing footy and stuff. You know, I'm year 10, 11, still haven't hit puberty. And there's people who are full on men.
Trucks.
You know, they're benching 150. They're like rooting, they're drinking, and I don't have any hair on my balls. And I'm just looking at these blokes playing footy like, how can I compete?
Yeah.
What am I meant to do here? You know, like I can't
Get on the trend bologna sandwiches, mate.
I can't compete here, you know. So if you are a late bloomer, don't stress, mate. It's coming. It'll happen. Don't freak out about it.
It'll happen one day.
Yeah, just try make sure no one pulls down your pants or anything, because you'll never live that one down.
Yeah, wear undies when you shower in the change rooms.
Oh, it's a shocking.
I remember because I was playing like reserves when I was 16, and they were all like 20, and they all have like showers naked in the change rooms, and I was I wasn't doing that. So I'd wear my jocks when I'd go for a shower.
I hate to see it.
And it was scary. You know, fuck.
You can't be wearing jocks in the shower now.
That was so scary, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, Dad, can you pick me up?
Get me out of here. I mean, surprised you're even having a shower. I used to just bolt after games, but I mean, everyone else did as well.
Far out. Those were interesting times.
Interesting times. Now, we've got to put a roof over our head.
Yeah, we do. Again. So, first sponsor of the day of the podcast is Tomorrow Skincare. These guys are absolute legends, new fellas on the scene.
The goats.
They specialize in kind of men's skincare. We're really bad with our kind of hygiene, so they've made it dead simple for us. It's just a 4-step.
It's literally numbered, bro.
Numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So to start off with, in the shower, you got to use the cleanser to get the sweat and the bacteria off of your face. So we got the foam cleanser. Foam it up. It feels really nice on your face. Like it works nicely. It's like that foamy hand soap, but for your face. Then as soon as you're out of the shower, it's time to hydrate. So we've got the toner. Then after that, you got the structure serum. And after that, you got the gel moisturizer. I like to just use a little dab, not too much. You don't want to like saturate your face, just like a little bit, and you feel $1 million after it. It's fantastic.
The gel moisturizer is unreal after shaving.
Oh yeah,
like it is like a balm. Like it's like a block of soap, kind of really moisturizing your face, and it feels unreal.
I really rate the products. Take them everywhere with me. Take them in my gym bag after a good session, and the skin is just feeling amazing after that. And if you do want to pick yourself up a set, you can head to, I think they're in our bio, or link in description something, and you can use code NTF. That'll give you 20% off, and it'll help support us, and you guys will have or be on the way to improving your already lovely skin. Next one kind of goes hand in hand with it, and it's Manscaped.
The boys, the lads, we love Manscaped. We've been big kind of advocates for Manscaped before we were even sponsored by them. In fact, we were buying their products back in the day. We've got the new Lawnmower 4.0. We've got the new range here, which is a shampoo, conditioner. Is it? body wash.
No, you got so it's a shampoo and conditioner in one because
Yep.
us blokes just need everything. We need the 6 in one.
Yep.
You got a body wash,
Body wash.
here, hydrating body spray,
Which
We
is
got
really nice.
A deodorant roll on, quite nice, and a lip balm.
The lip balms have been incredible. They have
Yeah.
a real kind of kick to them.
Yeah,
And your
bit of
lips-
menthol or something in it.
Yeah, don't sleep on lip balm, guys. If you are a guy, you want those good kissing lips.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on lip
Oh
balm.
mate, you can't be kissing girls with like cracked lips.
Chapped and cracked.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Far out.
Sort that out, bro.
Yeah.
So what can they use to get a
Yeah,
discount?
again, same thing. Just code NTF, link in description, and that'll give you 20% off and free shipping, and you'll help support the boys.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Now, I put out a story on the 9 to 5 account saying, guys, biggest ick. Send in your biggest icks, and we're going to say if they're valid or not. Like, do we agree with it? Do we, like, we'll kind of flesh it out.
Just completely, yeah, just, what is it like? I'm just stuttering here. Sorry, lads. Yeah.
Today, Junior. Someone sent in feeding my dog Benadryl,
What's that?
which is, I'm pretty sure it's like a study drug or something, isn't it? Or it's a, like that's an ick, but that's pretty specific. Like we were looking for something a little bit more general, little less how you're going.
That's not an ick. Like, that's fuck. I'm calling the RSPCA, mate.
Call Peter.
Yeah.
We've got another one here, astrology. What do you think of astrology? When people start talking about the rocks.
I know it's like a funny meme when Max Taylor makes a funny trend about, I'm out of here. But, I think there's a bit of, I don't mind a good astrology chat. If you entertain it, you might get the girl's number.
Yeah, you got to play the game.
You got to play the game. I'm a Virgo, whenever they read out stuff about Virgo, I'm like, that's facts, bro.
Yeah, that's so
That's
mean.
so fact. That is so, what are you? Are we compatible?
That is so mean.
Anyway, this one here, Bridget Mackey asks, revving cars. You see, I think maturing is realizing that revving your car and going around the streets and doing mainies at 200 k's an hour is actually cringe.
Yeah, it's like a huge turn off. I don't know if I was ever into it. Like I'd do a little bit of a rev for the boys.
When I was 18, I'd be going around town with my exhaust going pop, pop, pop,
Yeah.
all that shit. And now I'm just like, if I see someone do it, like trying to drive like Michael Schumacher around a main street, I'm like, mate, you're an idiot. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're a dickhead.
And it's cringe, especially if it's just like in a riced out like
Ew.
cheap car and it just sounds like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
Like it's just so cringe, I reckon. So revving cars, I think, is a bit of an ick, and I think you see people on Chapel Street do it. It's like, fuck, that bloke must have a massive penis.
Yeah, so it's valid.
Yeah, it's 100%
I agree.
valid.
Now I got one here. It's not being into fitness. So like when girls aren't into fitness or guys aren't into fitness, but I actually don't mind it too much. Look, I want someone who's like healthy and aware, but I don't need like a full gym rat.
Nah.
Who's
In fact, I don't want that.
in fact I don't want that. And there's nothing worse than going on a date and getting your ear chewed off about
I've had that
fitness.
before. Just like I try to change the topic,
Yeah,
and
ASAP.
all they can talk about is gym. Always reverting back to gym. It's like, bro, I don't want to fucking talk about gym.
Sleep paralysis, but it's someone asking you about gym. all day.
Asking about this supplement,
Honestly.
this lift, this workout.
Oh, I
Bro,
can't stand that.
fuck, you're doing my head in.
Yeah, that's painful. So I think look, I think that's valid. Like if that's an ick for you is not being into fitness, then like do you?
In saying that though, if you don't take care of yourself, and that's the other side of it. So I think you want to strike somewhere in the middle. You do you, but like you're allowed to have your preferences when you're dating and things like that. And for me to be compatible, I think we both have to be on the same wavelength about taking care of yourself, being healthy. If you're just sitting there watching Netflix the whole day in bed, then look, that's good, but probably best suited for somebody else.
I remember I was talking to a girl, a lovely girl, and I was like, oh, like
You have to say that disclaimer.
What did you have for breakfast? And it was like a Golden Gate time, a block of chocolate, and I was just like, fuck,
Bro.
not a good start to the day, babe.
Yeah.
Not a good start. Try again.
No judgment there. Eat whatever you want.
Yeah.
It can't
Well,
be.
just in terms of like the macronutrient, the micronutrients.
We're
in
digging ourselves a hole talking about this. We're about to get cancelled, mate. So just select your words carefully
You're
here.
real careful.
Yeah.
Lucky I edit the potty. Maybe that won't stay in.
Yeah.
What else have we got? Just pretty standard ones. The voice can make it or break it. Interesting. Girls vaping. Yeah, I don't really care too much about that. Maybe not. Like, you'd hate to see it if it's glued to their hand, as we say.
All right, this is a weird one, right? Because the other day I got caught smoking. I didn't get caught, like I just posted on my Snapchat, but I was smoking a dart. You know, I smoked a few darts in my time.
In your day.
You know, a darty, if you don't know what that is, it's a cigarette, a death stick, a cancer stick. And I just like posted on my Snapchat because that's where the controversial content comes from. You know, it was absolute vibes. The lads were there, the girls were there, the shirts were off, everything was on, and I was smoking a dart. The tunes were absolutely fat, and it had like 100 screenshots of people freaking out, being like, "Oh, like yeah, fuck, disappointed" or something like that. It's like,
yeah.
fuck, give me a break, bro.
Yeah, give us a rest. Mate, it's been hectic since we uploaded that bloody podcast with vaping and...
So if we're going out like once a month or something like that, you know, I won't mind having a dart or two, something like that. But you see, if I see a girl smoking a dart, it's kind of off-putting to me.
Really?
I don't know, like I don't mean to sound like a...
Sexist pig.
Like a sexist, misogynist pig here, but it's off-putting for me.
Interesting.
Like, I know that's a complete double standard and it's completely... Like I can't be saying that, but I am saying it is off-putting for me.
Back yourself.
Like I don't want to be kissing an ashtray type thing, even though my breath.
Come here, babe. Just cough up a lung into your mouth. Bit of lung.
Oh God, I don't know. Is that outrageous for me to say? Let us know.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not too fussed either way, to be honest. But I agree with the ashtray feeling. What about walking back after your turn in bowling? That's interesting, man. Same as like the ping pong ball in beer pong. Like you can't chase a beer pong like ball.
What do you mean walking back?
So like you bowl the ball and then the walk back.
Like in
back
bowling.
to your seat. Yeah.
I'm not much of a bowler, mate.
Yeah, me neither.
Walking back to your seat. What's wrong with
like
that?
Meant to be like no one does it like kind of in a cool way. Like it just looks awkward every time.
Oh, true. That is awkward. Is that like a thing?
Yeah, that's like an ick. There's another one. It's like
So what are you meant to do then?
just be cool or something. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Or like the ping pong ball. You know,
Yeah.
you throw the ping pong ball and like bounce it and then chasing it. Like that's not a good look.
This one's funny as fuck. It's pretty rude, but it's funny. It's from Jeremy Tuzia _ He goes, if he has a visible strand of nasal hair,
I'm out.
- lady's bird. That is why, yeah, you use the Manscaped trimmer.
Yeah, we got
for
one
guys
of those.
and girls.
The weed whacker.
The weed whacker.
Get that shit in their nose.
That's fair enough. I don't
Yeah.
think guys or girls should have visible nasal hair
Yeah.
strands.
That's a scene.
Yeah, he did not hold back on that one.
Yeah, go hard.
Let us know what you guys think, if that is unacceptable.
Someone here said people who call their significant other hubby.
Nah, get fucked.
Yeah, I don't mind it too much. It's same as I saw a TikTok the other day. It was like a girl saying, like when I hear a boyfriend call their girlfriend Mrs. I think it's
That's
quite
fine,
nice. Yeah. I think it's like quite
Mrs.
like, endearing, you know?
There was this an ex-girlfriend, and they, like another couple, they would call each other bebe or something like that.
Yuck.
Get out of here. That was the most cringy,
Nah.
disgusting term ever. If I hear you say that, fuck.
Yeah, nah.
That's horrible.
Get me out of
Get
there.
the earplugs in.
Yeah, that's chat. Someone said here, eating with a teaspoon. That's from Greta Rees.
What does that mean?
Like eating any food with a teaspoon.
Why would you do that?
Like,
It's just inefficient. Like, you're not getting much surface area on there.
big spoonfuls.
Jean Shorts on Anyone by Luke.Vandenberg. Yeah, no, that's horrible look.
Yeah, shit house.
If you can find jean shorts that fit my legs, then I'll listen. But like generally they're just like tapered into the quad like that, and they just make you look way skinnier.
It's disgusting. I got one here. When guys do baby voices, yeah, no, that's painful.
Who does a baby voice
Just,
for a guy?
Yeah, like I don't know. You wouldn't catch me doing a baby voice, mate.
Michael _ Cosgriff asks, when girls say stuff like "Yas Queen" or "Get it, girl," I don't know. I don't think the people I hang around with kind of say that much.
Yeah, kind of the YTG kind of thing.
Yeah, the girls.
Yeah,
like,
the girls. I don't mind it too much.
Yeah.
Someone said not following 9 to 5 fitness. That's a huge ick.
Yeah, big ick.
Huge ick. It's also an ick when they bring up 9 to 5 fitness, like photos of us.
Yeah.
Like if you're on a night out, it's like, you know.
Yeah.
That's another ick. So like happy medium there.
This is actually a big ick for me. So we got Bernie.Ricketts. He goes out every weekend. I presume that's a guy asking for like a girl's perspective. To be honest, if a girl is going out every weekend, that's an ick for me. I don't know. It's like, yeah, there's no kind of good way of saying it, is there? But fuck.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's the same both ways.
Yeah, I don't think it's like congruent with the kind of lifestyle I'm trying to live. And
yep,
if there's potential there, I don't want to have to feel like I have to go out every weekend. Like I prefer like a quiet one kind of thing. Go out every once in a while, but
depends what you define as going out as well. Like I think going like out to the pub with your friends and stuff.
The girls that go out to like every techno event every weekend, use my list. You know, they're chewing their gums off every single weekend. Serotonin's left the group chat. That's a bloody huge ick.
Yeah, she's just a drug addict.
There's just no kind of. There's going to be no. I don't know, just nothing.
There's no happy medium.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all the icks I got. We got plenty
There's
here.
There's heaps. Yeah.
There's poor grammar's a good one. Yeah, I hate that. Astrology, another good one. Any chewing or noises in my ear, disgusting. That's feral. Close your mouth when you eat. We could go on and on, ladies and gentlemen.
This one, Bernie Ricketts with another absolute banger here. He goes, when they listen in order to have their turn rather than actively listening.
Yeah.
Like when they just talk about themselves, it's like, fuck, I don't really care, to be honest. And they're not actively listening.
Listen up, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I got one here, men speed walking. I walk pretty quick, mate.
Yeah.
I've clearly given out a lot of icks.
On a mission.
I'm a man on a mission.
Yeah.
Good. Well, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
I think it was a pretty long podcast today. So
sorry about that, guys.
Sorry about that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and we will see you for episode 61 next week.
Awesome. Thanks very
Cheers,
much, guys.
bye.